Hi, everybody. Good afternoon. Happy Friday. I am so sorry that I had to postpone today's class. I have another job that I'm working full time, and it just was a crazy day, so I ran out of time. But we're going to do a quick 30-minute class today that is designed to reduce stress in all parts of the body. Those areas that we really hold on a lot of tension in the shoulders, the neck, low back, and hips. So we're going to get right into it. Since we only have 30 minutes, and we're going to get started standing at the front of our mat in mountain pose. So you're going to stand at the front of your mat in mountain pose. Your feet are at hips width distance apart. So when I say hips width distance, you place 2 fists in between your feet, and generally that's right about where the feet line up to be right under the hips. And you think about the second toe is right in line with your front hip bones. And our arms are down by our sides with our palms facing forward. We're seeing if we can take our tailbone down towards our heels, pull our belly and our navel in towards our spine, cinch our ribs together. Soft, very slight bend into the knees. So you don't want to lock out your knees, but you want to engage the legs as best that you can. And just feel sort of peeling up the toes off of the mat. Just feel the all 4 corners of your feet into the mat. Take your shoulder blades down your back and create some space between your shoulders and your ears. And then just go ahead and close your eyes. And start to arrive fully present on the mat, bringing your awareness to your breath and your body, specifically your feet in the mat at this point. Take a long, slow inhale breath through your nose. And a big exhale breath out of your mouth. Go ahead and do this 2 more times, inhaling long and deep and slow through the nose. Big sigh breath out the mouth. One more time, in through the nose. And a big breath out the mouth. Inhale breath, start to reach your arms all the way up towards the ceiling. Maybe your gaze follows to your fingertips. As you exhale, you're going to start to bow forward and fold all the way down into a forward fold. Bending into the knees and letting the tops of your ribs and your thighs, or in your chest, rest on top of your thighs. Grab opposite elbows just for a moment. Let your body hang heavy. Take an inhale breath here. And exhale breath out. As you inhale, you're going to rise just halfway up. So you're coming up halfway and you're going to create a long flat spine, a flat back. So anywhere that you need to go, you can place your palms on top of your shins, on top of your thighs, but just come up halfway so that you can achieve a flat back. Take an inhale breath here. And then exhale, fold forward. As you inhale, you're going to bend into the knees with a flat back, rise all the way up to standing. The arms sweep up overhead. And then hands come in prayer, drawing a line down the center of your face, down to your neck and in front of your heart. Inhale, sweep your arms overhead, bring your gaze up towards your fingertips. And then as you exhale, you're going to bow forward all the way down to a forward fold. As you inhale, you're going to rise halfway up, find a flat back. Weight is in more of the toes, and you're reaching the crown of your head forwards. And then as you exhale, you're going to fold forward once again. Inhale, rise all the way up to standing, keeping that flat back, bend into the knees, arms reach up overhead, gaze follows. And then exhale, hands come down through center in prayer in front of your heart. One more time, inhale, sweep the arms overhead, look up, really reach those fingertips up towards the ceiling. And then as you exhale, you're going to bow forward, folding all the way down. As you inhale, rise into that halfway lift, really reach that crown of your head forward, find a flat back. And then as you exhale, you're going to fold forward. Inhale, rise all the way up to standing, the arms come up overhead, the gaze follows. And then exhale, hands come in prayer down through center in front of your heart. Moving on from here, Inhale, sweep your arms overhead. Look up at your fingertips. Exhale, bow forward, come all the way down to forward fold. Inhale, rise to that halfway lift, finding a long flat back. And then as you exhale, you're going to plant your hands on the mat. Step back into a high plank position. Lower the knees. Untuck your back toes. As you inhale, you're going to start to drop your belly low, lift your tailbone up towards the sky. Reach your collarbones and your chest forward through your shoulders, and then tip your chin up. And then as you exhale, you're going to start to take your tailbone down towards your heels, pull your low belly in towards the spine, puff up the upper back, press into the palms, and then tuck your chin into your chest. Inhale, come back to a flat spine, a neutral spine. Tuck your back toes under. Press back up. Press back into downward facing dog. So you might need to adjust your stance a little bit, but we're going to have our hands should be at shoulder width distance apart. Fingers are spread as wide as they possibly go. Feet are about at hips width distance apart. Press out of the palms into the knuckle mounds of your hands to get a little bit lighter in the wrist. Start to roll your biceps up towards the ceiling and triceps down towards the mat. See if you can create a little bit more length in your neck by pulling your shoulder blades up towards your tailbone. And then let your heels sink down towards the mat. Keep a soft bend in the knees and lift your hips high. Inhale, breath through the nose. Exhale, walk your feet forward to the front of your mat. As you inhale, come into that halfway lift. And as you exhale, you're going to fold forward all the way down. Inhale, rise to standing, come all the way up, sweeping the arms overhead. And then hands come through prayer in front of your heart as you exhale. Inhale, arms reach up overhead, gaze moves up towards the sky. Exhale, fold forward all the way down into a fold. Inhale, rise, halfway lift, find that long, flat back. Exhale, plant your hands, step back, high plank position. Exhale, lower the knees, untuck your back toes. As you inhale, drop your belly low, lift your tailbone, pull your chest, and your collarbones are broadened. Pull your chest through your shoulders and tip your chin up. And then as you exhale, you're going to take your tailbone down towards your heels, pull your navel into your spine, puff up the upper back, take your chin into your chest for cat pose. Inhale, breath, find a neutral spine, tuck your back toes under, start to straighten the legs, come back into downward facing dog, sink your chest through that shoulder space. Heels are moving down towards the mat. Navel is pulling into the spine, ribs are cinching together, biceps rolling up towards the ceiling, triceps roll down towards the mat. Press into the knuckle mounds of your hands, spread your fingers wide. Inhale, breath through the nose. As you exhale, walk your feet forward to the front of your mat. Inhale, come into that halfway lift, finding a long, flat spine. And then exhale, we're folding forward. Inhale, rise all the way up to standing. The arms come up overhead, reaching up. And then exhale, hands come through prayer in front of your heart. Step your left foot back into a high lunge. And then start to lower the knee all the way down. You may need a blanket to place underneath your kneecap, just to get a little bit more cushion there. Untuck the back toes, and then reach your arms up overhead. Find 90-degree angles with your legs here. So I want your right knee right over your right ankle, and I want your left hip right over your right knee. See if you can thrust your hips forward by taking the tilt out of the pelvis. So front hip bones come up towards your shoulders, and then your tailbone moves down towards the mat. Deep breath in through the nose, and deep breath out. In through the nose, press into the top of the left foot and into the left shin. Feel the opening in the left quad and the left hip flexor. You're going to start to reach forward and then straighten the right leg. Place your fingertips down on the mat or find a block or a pillow. And then you're going to start to wiggle your heel forward. We're finding a half split. And the goal here is to keep that 90-degree angle with that left leg. So half split, our right leg is straight out in front of us. Our right foot is flexed with our toes really pulling backwards, really flexing. And you should feel a nice opening in the upper calf when you do that. So I want you to see if you can find those props to place your hands on so that you're not crunching forward, so that we can find a long, straight spine here. Feel the opening in that right hamstring. Deep breath in through the nose. Deep breath out. Deep breath in through the nose. And then as you exhale, you're going to bend into that front knee again. Keep your left palm down on that prop or on the mat. And you're going to start to reach your right arm up towards the ceiling. And then reach it forward as you exhale. And we're going to just start to make some big circles with that right arm. Opening up the shoulder, warming up that space. And really take those deep breaths as you reach up and exhales as you reach down. Inhale up and exhale down. See how much you can exaggerate the movement as you make these circles. The wider you make the circle, the better. Start to reverse the direction. We're going to just do 3 more circles here. Inhaling as you reach forward. Exhaling as you reach back. One more time. And then release. You're going to tuck your back toes underneath, your left toe underneath you. Straighten the left leg. Start to walk, toe heel your right foot out towards the outer edge of your mat. So it should be on the outer edge, right side of your mat. Hands are down on the ground on the inside of your right foot. You're just going to step your left foot up, and you're coming into a Buddha squat. So our feet are towards the outside edge of our mat. Toes are pointed out, so like outwards. And then you're just going to sit down into this squat. You're going to take your elbows and press them on the inside of your knees. And then you're going to take your knees and press them on the inside of your elbows. So we're creating opposite resistance. If you are finding that it's very hard for you to sit up straight in this squat and keep a long, straight spine, place a pillow or some sort of prop underneath your sit bones. But I want you to see if you can sit up as straight as possible. Press into your knees with your elbows and you press into your elbows with your knees. And then see if you can reach your sternum forward towards your thumbs. Inhale, breath through the nose. Exhale, breath out. One more time, inhale through the nose. And then as you exhale, you're going to place your palms back on the mat and then start to straighten the legs, coming into a forward fold. Toe heel your foot back to about hips width distance apart with your toes facing forward. Clasp your hands behind your back and then see if you can straighten the elbows and then fold forward. So a nice juicy little shoulder opener here as we fold forward. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Release the clasp of the hand. Fingertips come back down to the earth. As you inhale, rise halfway. And then as you exhale, you're just going to bend to the knees and rise all the way up. Go ahead and step your right foot back. We're coming into high lunge with the left knee forward. Start to lower the knee down on the mat. Untuck your back toes. Arms reach up overhead for low lunge. Deep breath in through the nose. Deep breath out. Start to straighten that left leg, reaching forward. Hands come either on the mat or on a block. And you just start to push that right heel, or that left heel forward. And you want to keep that 90-degree angle with that right leg. Flex into the left foot and pull the toes back towards your shin for a nice little calf stretch here. And take deep breaths in and deep breaths out. So your hands may be on props here to see if you can keep your back straight. Bend into that front knee, that left knee. You're going to keep your right palm down on the ground and start to sweep that left arm up. Starting to draw circles with that hand. So inhaling as you draw the circle. Exhaling as you reach forward. Inhale, reach back. And exhale, reach forward. Start to reverse the direction of the circle. Inhale, reach forward. Exhale, reach back. Exaggerate these movements. Inhale, forward. And exhale, back. One more time. Inhale, forward. And exhale, back. Place your palm back on the mat. You're going to start to toe heel walk your left foot to the outer edge of your left the left side of your mat. Tuck your right toes underneath you. Straighten that right leg out. And then you're just going to step that right leg up to the outer edge of the right side of your mat. Sit down into that squat position. So elbows are pushing into the knees are pushing into the elbows. Sternum is reaching forward. See if you can reach the crown of your head up towards the ceiling. Inhale, breath through the nose. Exhale, breath out. Inhale through the nose. Exhale out. Place your palms on the mat. Start to straighten the legs and lift yourself up into a forward fold. Toe heeling your feet back to hips width distance apart. Toes are facing forward. Clasp your hands behind your back. Straighten the elbows any amount and fold forward. Take 3 deep breaths in through the nose and out. In through the nose. And then exhale, release. Fingertips come back down towards the mat. Inhale, come up halfway. And exhale, we're going to rise all the way up to standing. So we're going to make our way down to our bellies. So you need to move any props out of the way. Please do so. And we're going to meet on our stomachs with our arms out wide like a T. So I'm just facing this way so you can see what I'm about to do. But I'm going to start to take my left palm and put it at my rib cage. I'm going to start to roll over on the right side of my body so that I'm getting a nice deep shoulder opening in my front right shoulder. I'm going to rest my right ear on the mat. And then if this is all you can do, stay here. If you can, take that left leg, that left foot, and place it on the or right behind your right knee. So palms facing down, or sole of your foot is flat on the mat with the left knee bent. If you need a little bit more, you can take a 90-degree angle goalpost position with your right arm. So bending in that elbow. Deep breath in through the nose. Deep breath out. One more breath in. And then as you exhale, you're going to start to roll back onto your stomach. Reach that left arm all the way out to the side. You're going to take the right palm, place it at your rib cage, and then start to roll yourself over on your left side. So same thing here, left ear down. You can either just stay here or take that right sole of your right foot and place it on the mat behind your left knee. Deep breath in. You should feel this right in that front of that shoulder space, in the chest, the pectoral. Deep breath out the nose. One more breath here. And then exhale, start to roll forward back onto your stomach. And then you're going to press yourself up onto tabletop pose. Take your knees as wide as your mat and your toes touching. Sit back on your heels. Start to walk your hands forward. We're coming into child's pose. So walk your hands as far out as they go so that your elbows are totally straight and you can rest your forehead on the mat. Maybe you even push yourself a little bit further back onto your heels using the strength of your hands. Take 3 long deep breaths here. In through the nose and out the nose. In through the nose and out. One last breath in. And then as you exhale, press yourself back onto hands and knees. We're coming back into tabletop pose. Drag your right knee forward to your right wrist, and then start to drag your left knee farther back so that your leg is almost straight. Start to take your shin and your right foot, toe heeling your right foot out so towards the left side of your mat, across your mat, so that your heel is right in line with your left hip flexor. Right heel is directly under left hip flexor. You may need to drag that right knee or left knee back even farther to achieve that. We're coming into pigeon pose. So deep breath in, start to rock up onto your fingertips. Press down into the top of the left foot. Make sure your left heel is tracking straight up towards the ceiling and not rolling open to the side. Deep breath in through the nose. Flex that right foot. Deep breath out. Deep breath in. And then as you exhale, you're going to start to place your palms back onto the mat. Start to drag that left knee forward. Straighten out that right knee and drag it back into place next to the left leg. Start to pull that left knee forward towards your left wrist and drag the right knee back. Toe heel that foot, left foot, so that your left heel is right underneath your right hip flexor. You may need to drag that right knee back even farther. So pigeon pose on the other side. Come up onto your fingertips. Press into the top of the right foot. Make sure that the heel is straight up towards the ceiling. Deep breath in through the nose. And deep breath out. One more breath in. Deep breath out. Make your way back to tabletop pose. So starting to drag that right knee forward, taking that left foot out underneath, coming back to tabletop. Now we're just going to sit back down onto our heels into hero's pose. If this is really uncomfortable on your knees, take a pillow and place it underneath your sit bones in between your heels. You're just going to place, you're going to take your right hand and swing it around the top of your head so that your right fingertips are right at the top of your left ear. Take your left fingertips and just place them, find any contact with the mat. You're going to gently guide your head over towards your right shoulder. Relax the right shoulder down. And then just start to nod yes and no very, very gently so that you feel a nice opening all the way from the top of that neck across your collarbone into your shoulder and your arm. And you're just going to start to nod yes and no. Very, very gently. Nothing, we're not making like a rolling sort of movement. We're just nodding yes and no to open up that left side. If one spot sort of feels a little bit more tense, just hold there, just give it a little bit of time, give it some breath. This is really tight for me today. And then with one more deep inhale breath. And then as you exhale, release the right hand. Right fingertips come down on the mat. Start to reach the left arm up and over. And then just gently place that hand on top of your head with your left fingertips grazing the right earlobe, or top of the right ear cartilage. And then just gently guide your neck, your head over towards your left shoulder. Drop your left shoulder down. And then you're going to start to make those nice gentle movements, nodding yes and no. Breathing here. Deep breaths in and out the nose. One more breath in. And then as you exhale, gently release your left hand back down towards the mat. So we're setting up for our final resting pose. You have two options here. I actually highly recommend getting into legs up the wall. That's what I'm going to guide you into. But if you are not able to come right up to a wall, then just move into a normal Shavasana corpse pose, just laying flat on the mat, arms open wide, palms facing up. But if you have a wall space that you can come up to, we're going to spend the last few minutes of class in legs up the wall. So you're going to scoot your right hip all the way next to the wall. So I'm completely flush with the wall. Then I'm going to start to lay backwards. So my hip is still flush with the wall. And then I'm going to push myself, my upper body away from the wall and just turn myself so that my sit bones are completely flush with the wall, and then take my legs straight up. If you'd like, you could take a pillow and place it underneath your sit bones if that's more comfortable. Otherwise, we're just going to stay here in legs up the wall. Take your arms by your sides. Pull your shoulder blades off of the mat and pull them together underneath you. Make sure that your knees are not locked out. Close your eyes. Let your jaw relax. Let the crease in your brow relax. Remove the tongue from the roof of your mouth. Let your eyeballs sink back into their sockets. And find this final resting pose. Let go of any breath control that you have. Just breathe naturally here. I encourage you to stay here in legs up the wall for a few minutes. We have about 3 minutes left of class, but if you can stay for longer, I highly recommend it. So I hope you guys got a lot out of that class. That I feel like it hit all the major tension points, but please stay here again as long as you need. But I'm just going to mute the video and shut off the camera. It'll still go, but again, just stay here as long as you'd like. Thank you guys so much.